Hi, this is Damon from Supernova Energy. Our company's been tasked with expanding more than 200,000 new EV charging stations around the country in the next 18 to 24 months. I'm going to share with you how your business or property can help us in these expansion efforts and put yourself right in the middle of one of the biggest growth segments with literally zero downside and all upside for you. So to start with, let's do a little bit of the background of how we got here. If you remember, in 2021, the government literally invested billions of dollars to auto manufacturers to produce electric vehicles. Now, most people are familiar with Tesla, but during this time, it was Ford and Chevy and Lexus and other manufacturers who, with this money from the government as well as private investors, began ramping up expansion of the growth of EVs. Because of that, in early 2022, there was a 60% surge in new EV registrations. However, in 2023, we saw a sharp decline in EV sales. The reason, more than 50% of EV owners in 2024 said that they were dissatisfied with their experience with their electric vehicle. Now, most of us probably know the answer, but if you were to ask yourself, why were so many people dissatisfied? Very simple. They were not able to drive their electric vehicle the same way they drove their gas-powered vehicle. Why? Because of the lack of availability of rapid charging stations. Simply put, people could not get around in their EVs like they did their other cars. And now the at-work and on-the-go EV charging segments are potentially the fastest growing segments of the industry through the year 2030. Let's talk a little bit about the EV market today. By the end of 2025, the US government will have literally provided billions and billions of dollars more in addition to the original to electric vehicle manufacturers. Among the car shoppers who said they're somewhat unlikely or very unlikely, as we mentioned, they talked about the lack of available charging stations. The government, who was supposed to help, passed a bill for $7.5 billion to help build over 500,000 chargers by 2030. Now, today, according to reporting, only 8 have been built. Why? Because we all know that the government is great at creating incentives and rewards for people to take the right actions in their life, whether it's building a more sustainable environment, but it's not necessarily been the strength of our government to implement the actual solution. And so again, the EV charging market is a huge part, will ultimately make the electric vehicle market mainstream. The EV boom is here. With EV sales literally soaring, the charging station market will skyrocket from 3.8 billion back in 2021 to over 25 billion by the end of 2027. That is a massive growth. And again, the data is there to back it up. With the National Renewable Energy Laboratory estimates, again, by 2030, there'll be 33 million electric vehicles on the road. Currently, there are about 64,000 universal EV chargers. Now, if you look at the growth in the electric vehicles and the amount of chargers, that means more than 1 million new public EV charging stations will be needed by that year 2030 to handle the growth in the electric vehicles. So again, what we're looking at is a very simple point where the vehicles are being sold, the infrastructure is not there. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, we as a company have been tasked with helping to solve that. So let's talk a little bit about why Supernova Energy, why us, to help you and to help consumers in the EV. Well, first of all, I want to make sure you understand right out of the gate that our model is a zero cost for you, period. That means no cost to install, no cost to service and maintain these units. We cover it all. We will help you take advantage of this and add value to your business or property, and it will not cost you any money to do it. Now, our company's been in the energy renewable side for more than 25 years, so we are not new to renewable energy, but obviously are new in this space today of expanding the EVs. We'll do all the site assessment. We'll determine your eligibility for our program, where the units will go, how they'll be connected, everything we do at no cost. But even more powerful than no cost is that we will actually build a revenue stream for you. Because every single time somebody charges their EV at your charging station, you will get a 50-50 share with Supernova on all the margin available from that unit. So think about it for a moment. no downside. You'll be able to attract new customers and retain existing customers by providing them the convenience of rapidly charging their EVs on your site. You will literally be able to help your business be a sustainability, eco-friendly business. And on top of all of that, it will not cost you anything. You have 3 points of upside and 0 downside. Those are: number one, a new revenue stream to your business. Number two, the ability to attract or retain customers by providing them charging stations on your location. And then lastly, to be an eco-friendly business, to be participating in the sustainable future of our environment. Once again, all the work is done by Supernova, the installation and all the project management. So let's look at what these charging stations look like and why are these so cutting edge. Again, these are called level 3 fast chargers or rapid EV charging stations. Now, level 3 simply means that these are the fastest ones today. Level 1 and level 2 are the ones you saw in the garage or currently out in the market that take hours to charge. The level 3 chargers or the rapid charging stations generally will charge your car completely within about 20 minutes. They use state-of-the-art liquid-cooled architecture with rapid AC DC converters, and they have open charge point protocols that are compliant. Again, everything here is about universal adapters to ensure that all brands are compatible. Simply put, we want to make sure that any and all cars can use our systems. And here are some images of exactly what our rapid charging stations look like. Now, here's the actual inside of one of our charging stations. So first and foremost, you can see it's an all-in-one design. It's all under one unit. It's a compact footprint, so it's easy to install in tight spaces in a parking lot, in a parking spot. Again, liquid cooling that improves the longevity and lowers the cost of ownership because you don't need to use a lot of electricity to cool these units off when they're going. Modular design so you can make upgrades, and again, maintenance is simple. They're weather sealed. They're IP65 ratings. That means that they're rated to be used in the most demanding environments, whether it's heat, cold, wind, you name it. The LED lighting is awesome. The screens are digital screens, the front and backs to improve the visibility, and again, safety by illuminating the unit and also all of the branding that's on that unit. And then there's optional status lights for drivers to be able to see if it's open, being used, if it's on. Again, the owner through an app has the ability to control who can use it, when it's on, how it works, and it'll be easy for users to see that when they drive by the locations. They're not large units at all. They fit perfectly in parking spots. They use credit cards for you to pay for the charge, multiple language support. Again, everything you need to make it simple, fast, and convenient for someone to charge their car. So let's just recap real quick what we've gone over to this point. First and foremost, we have an industry-leading solution for fast EV charge. These are the top of the top, best of the best in the industry today. Convenience factor is there. Revenue, you're going to earn every time somebody charges their car, you earn a new revenue stream. Again, their future. So everything new and green is part of this initiative here using the latest and greatest technology. There's things you can customize for your needs. And to wrap this up in a bow, the EV rapid charging station, the install, the maintenance, the service, the support, the design, everything is no cost to you. 3 points of upside, no downside. ROI isn't even a discussion because there's only an R. And the R is revenue with us because there is no cost to you. So let's talk about what are the next steps then, if this makes sense to you. We're not ready yet to make any decisions. The next step is for you to fill out the intake form that we've provided you or will provide you. It's nothing proprietary, confidential. It's literally the geographic information of where you're located and who the appropriate contact people are. Our AI software will then do a full survey of your location to determine if you're qualified for our program, and if so, how many units and how those units would fit on your property. Understand most businesses will qualify, but we certainly want to make sure that if we're going to, at no cost, put a unit in your business or your property, that we believe we have the greatest odds for success in that unit. Within about 48 hours, you will receive a welcome email from Supernova confirming we received the information and we're beginning the process of working on your approval. And in 10 to 12 business days, you'll get an email Assuming you are approved, which again, most businesses have been, but there's no guarantee until we do it. You will also then have an account manager assigned to you. This is a person that will help walk you through the next step. You'll receive a site set plan and a contract from Supernova, and it will go over everything that has to do with the electrical connections, where the units will be, how they'll be connected into the power in your building or on your property. Everything that's involved in the install will come to you in a site set plan, including technical spec sheets of everything that we will install. It's your opportunity at that point to go over that and make sure it's what you want, but also understand exactly how things will be done. You'll also receive a contract from us that will need to get signed to get started. So your account manager will be the person who will help you understand both of these documents and help you move forward to signing the contract so we can move forward. Once the contract is signed, our install team will take over. This is a project manager, engineering team, and an electrical installation group. And they will then work on the next steps, which is getting to the final design approval and then ultimately the install at your location. That process is about 3 to 6 months to get done. Now, before I wrap up, we have the same kind of program, but for commercial solar. Again, a no-cost program for those that want to take advantage of being able to reduce their electric bill by 50% or more, and even some cases becoming net positive through the installation of commercial solar panels at their location. Now, unlike the EV charging side, the solar piece is much more complex. We want to talk about it briefly because if this makes sense, we'd love to also start in the process of getting you information. Now, when we ask people a simple question, have you done commercial solar at your business? The answer is most often no. And when we ask them why, we hear about the same two answers all the time. Either A, the financial ROI just didn't make sense. The cost compared to how long it would take for the savings to equal and be greater than the cost was just too long. And then our rooftop conditions don't lend themselves to having panels on them, whether they're not set up for it, they don't have enough roof space, they don't have the right pitch, whatever it is. Well, here's the great news. We've solved both of these because no matter how much the project costs, it never costs you anything. And in addition to rooftop solar installations, we also have canopy and ground mount solar farms available. So if your roof is not right or you don't want to put it on there for some reason, we have other options to go with so you can still take advantage of all the savings associated with solar. Anybody that's not familiar with the benefits of solar, very quickly, just run through energy independence, controlling those costs and sometimes eliminating them, the cost efficiency side, demand cost, intelligent load management, all these things that can help you reduce your overall or sometimes even eliminate your costs are super valuable, and our solutions provide everything you need to have that. Again, staying operational during power outages through battery backup storage, real-time responses to energy, real-time responses to electric outages, enhanced control, having more control over how you use your power, sustainability, reducing your carbon footprint, and a very high level of reliability with our panels and our robust systems to have continuous power supply while reducing your cost and demand for electricity. And the last part of this is that if you are to grow or your energy needs expand, you have the scalability of our systems that can be expanded to add more energy that needs to happen for your growth. So you're not tied to just where we start, but we actually have the ability to expand over time. We're excited for companies and properties like yourself to help us with our goal of being the largest company in the country committed to sustainability through renewable energy. And we're going to do this at no cost to you and help you be a part of the solution. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to the next steps.